Hi guys, and welcome to another video. So today I'm going to be doing a Q&A on my small pets because all of my questions I always get asked. I normally answer all the horsey ones, so I asked for a small pet specific. What do you want? Come on then, get down. Good girl. So I'm just going to be choosing them at random to answer. So this person asked, do you plan to get any other dogs or a companion for Balto? We are actually planning on getting another dog, a small dog to go with Balto because we like dogs to live in pairs, and we've always had two dogs and it's a bit odd having just one. Balto's also been used to company, so we think it'd be only fair that we got another one, but obviously we're restricted now because we can't get another dog until after lockdown. So someone else asked, do you ever plan on getting a baby rabbit or chick? I don't plan on getting any more rabbits because we've already got 4. I'd only really rescue one if it really needed a home. And as for the chicks, we don't have a cockerel, so none of the eggs are actually fertilised, so we won't be having any like baby chicks because we actually get our chickens from battery farms because they'd otherwise be killed, so we rescue them. If you could get any other pet, what would it be and what would you call it? In terms of me personally, I think the next pet I'll probably get is when I move out, and I'll probably get a dog. So I'm caught between which breed I want, but if I do get one, I'll obviously video it, so you'll see it on there. But I'd really like a dog. I'll give you a clue, it's a little dog, and I would call it Nev because I just really like the name Nev for a dog. We've got 2 dog names, but yeah, Nev is my favourite. Someone asked, what pet would you sell if you had to? I'd sell the chickens. Me and the chickens don't really get along. I love them and I think it's really nice that we've rescued them, but I don't like looking after them because they're not very nice. But obviously I wouldn't sell them really, but if we had to get rid of something, I'd get rid of the chickens. Oh, I'm sorry, am I not giving you enough attention? How do you foster animals like you did with the ferrets? With the ferrets, I literally had a spare shed and I just decided one day to email a local rescue. So have a look if there's any rescues in your area, either the RSPCA or something like that. But mine was a specific ferret rescue because I knew I wanted ferrets. So I just emailed them, said, look, I've got this accommodation, but I'm at university, so I can't take an animal on like full time. However, would you like me to foster for you? And they came back and said yes, and I had a little family of ferrets that I fostered for a while. So another question is, have you ever rescued a bunny? If so, where from? Yes, all of my rabbits I think are rescues, technically. So Ariel is a rescue from Barnsley Animal Rescue Charity, even though they're not that close to me. I just used to be on a forum that they were on, so I rescued her. Tallulah was a rescue because she was a little abandoned baby bunny. And then Nala and Dottie were rescues from the adoption section of Pets at Home. So another one is, who was your most recent pet and who was your first pet? So my most recent pet was Balto, so our dog, and my first ever pet, well, when I was born my parents already had dogs and horses, so I guess they'd be it, but my first personal pet was probably a fish. We had quite a few fish, if you count fish, but then after that it would probably have been my rabbit. So when I was younger, hello, what are you doing? My parents gave me the option of getting a kitten after our cat went missing, or getting 2 rabbits, and I chose kitten, but they didn't want a kitten. They thought I'd choose the 2 rabbits. So I actually ended up getting 2 rabbits instead, which I still love them, I just wanted a kitten. So a question we get asked quite a bit is, why did we decide to get pigs? We decided to get pigs just because my mum's always really liked them, and when we moved to a farm we kind of thought, why not? They're really smart animals, they're really lovely, they're like really kind, and I really like pigs. I wanted like a proper micro pig, so Vietnamese, or what are the other ones called? There's another one, but then these guys were kind of in a desperate situation because basically a woman used to breed pigs, but then the bull got out and mated with all of her sows, so she had this like abundance of pet pigs, and some of them weren't finding homes because they weren't like proper micro, they were cross Cooney. So we took these on because we knew they kind of struggled to find homes. What are you from me? Okay, so I've now come inside and got Tallulah because it got really windy outside, and I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear me. But anyway, so a few people have asked me what happened to my old dogs. So I don't think I ever actually did a video on it or anything, just because it was really sad. So I think I told you that Milo passed away because he had a few underlying conditions, and he'd had a lot of surgeries and things, and he wasn't getting any better, so he was put to sleep by recommendations by our vet. And then with Anna, sadly, she was in an accident, so one day she got out from the farm and she got hit by a car and was killed, but I really don't like talking about it, so yeah, so that's what happened. I constantly get asked where they are and things, so hopefully now I've sort of addressed it, you guys won't need to ask anymore. Someone else said, I'm having inside rabbits and I want to know what the best floor is for them, if you know. So if you're on about the flooring for your cage, I'd use lino, just because it's really easy to clean and it's not too slippery for them. If you're on about substrate, then I just use shavings with my rabbits, but that's just in their litter trays. Another question is, when you move house, will you get any small pets to live with you? So when I move, I'm planning on definitely taking Tallulah with me, and then hopefully at that point she will have bonded with Dottie or another bunny, so I'll already be taking the rabbits with me. I don't know if we'll be getting any other pets. Probably not. As I said, I'd like to get a dog in the future, but I don't know yet. So someone's asking me what happened to the ferrets. I get this question constantly, and I always said when I had the ferrets they were just rescues. I've not actually owned the ferrets for 2 years now. So they went back to the rescue when I went back to university, because I just had them one summer while I was home from uni, and then I had them again over Christmas, I think. But yeah, the ferrets haven't lived here for about 2 years now. They were just fosters because I wasn't in a position to care for them all the time. I would like ferrets in the future, but right now I've got enough going on in my life, so there'll probably be something that I'd have in the future, but not like the near future. So someone's asked, have you ever had a cat? Not necessarily about your pets, but I'm curious. Yes, so growing up I had a cat called Twink, and he was sadly stolen, but I also had a cat, so me and my ex bought a cat, we rescued her, and she was a little kitten. I did show her in previous videos. Her name was Luna. She did come to live with me on the farm for a little bit, but then she went back to my ex and lives with his mum now. So someone's asked, will you get another rabbit when Ariel passes? No, we won't be getting any more after Ariel passes, just because we've got enough on with all the pets that we've got currently. I think, you know, 3 rabbits is more than enough anyway. So Georgina Young 123 asked, have you ever thought about getting guinea pigs? Yes, I actually used to own guinea pigs. So my first guinea pig was called Pepsi. She was the one that I actually started my YouTube channel basically about. And then we got Fidget, who we rescued, and he was a little Himalayan guinea pig. And then when Pepsi passed away, we got another guinea pig called Poppy, and yeah, so she then passed away after Fidget, or did she pass away before Fidget? I can't remember which one passed away first. But yeah, so I've had 3 in the past. I do really like them. They're quite skittish animals, but yeah, I really liked my guinea pigs. I love them to pieces. So the last question I'm going to answer is, do you have names for the chickens? No. So we used to have names for the chickens, and they were quite sort of like comical. They were never anything serious. So we used to have KFC, Korma, Tikka. I'm staring at the chickens trying to remember what I used to call them, but they all had like food names, but we've got so many now and we can't really tell them apart they just all kind of just call chicken. So no, they don't have any names apart. So that is all I'm going to answer today, guys. I think Tallulah's probably had enough of her cuddles, haven't you? You can never have enough cuddles, can we, Tallulah? So I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you get a notification every time I post. And as it's Saturday today, I won't see you all tomorrow at 12, but I will see you Monday at 12. Bye guys.